Hey, what's up everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to create a nested menu at the top nav bar. Basically these kind of menus are mostly used in e-commerce website in which we have different kind of categories, and that category have child and sub-child categories. So before going to the development phase, let me just give you an overview of what we will be creating at the end of this video. So let me just open my browser. And as you can see, we have our landing page using Bootstrap with our channel name code with SK. If you are new here and you didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe our channel so you won't miss our videos. Now let's get back to work. Alright, so we have our landing page, which is totally static page, but if you click here, we have three different kind of categories, and that category have three more and two more. So this is a nested menu which we will be creating in this tutorial. And if you click here, like you can see, and this is totally dynamic, which we create in PHP and MySQL. So for the backend we will be using PHP and MySQL. Alright, so before wasting more time, let's dive in. Let me close this. Alright, first of all we have to install XAMPP server because we are using PHP, so for that we require XAMPP server, and I hope you already know about XAMPP server, how to install that and how to use that. So let me open this. And now let me run my server, and as you can see, Apache is already running and MySQL as well. So close this. Now it's time to add a project folder in htdocs directory because our project folder will be inside htdocs directory. And I have already created a folder named project, so I will be using this folder for our project. Now let me open this. Now let me open this in VS Code. Alright, as you can see, I have opened my project folder in VS Code. Now it's time to add index.php. Inside index.php we have to create HTML skeleton. Let's give him a title. Now because I'm using Bootstrap, for that I have already copied the CDN of Bootstrap. You can find the CDN from the Google. So let me just paste here. And as you can see, I'm using Bootstrap 3.3.6. Now let's save this. Let's get into the body. Here I will be creating a container, and inside container we need nav default. Now inside nav we need div header, nav bar header, and here we will be putting our channel name, and the channel name will be code with SK. Alright, so I have created a container, and inside that container we create nav bar with header and with our channel name. So let's see this in a browser how it's local before doing more codings. So let me just open my browser, and as you can see we have our nav bar here with our channel name code with SK. Now it's time to add some menus here and placeholder menus here. So let's get back to VS Code. Inside collapse we need UL, and here let's add some buttons. Home will be active, and inside this we need home. Now let's add some more buttons. Let's add a data toggle attribute here, and inside that we will be passing drop down. And let's add a web, and let's add arrow. Alright, so let's see this in a browser. If I refresh, you can see we have our 4 buttons: about, home, contact and web. And for now this is just a static menu, but we will work on this in a while. Now let's add some testing categories for here, and let's add some placeholder buttons here. So let's get back to VS Code. Now let me just add here a UL with a class of drop down menu, and inside here let's put li and anchor tag with the name of test. Let's add another and one more, 2, and let's add here 3, test 3. Save this, and now let's see this again. If I refresh and if I click here, you can see we have 3 categories here. Now let's add 2 button here. So let me just add ul and nav. So this time the menu will be shift to the right, and let's add buttons. This one will be login, and the second one will be sign up. Alright, save this and let's see this again. Refresh, and you can see we have placeholder buttons here. For the navbar, I think we are done. Now it's time to add a jumbotron here. So let's get back to VS Code, and let me put here inside container jumbotron, and inside jumbotron we have to put our channel name, h1 code with sk. After that we need a paragraph, and I have copied all the text from the paragraph, so let me paste here. Now after that we need another paragraph, and inside here we need anchor tag. Let's give him a class. It will be button primary and button large. Let's give him a label, subscribe our channel. Let's save this. Now let's see this again in browser. Let me refresh, and you can see we have our good looking jumbotron here. So now it's time to add some JavaScript for this menu. So let's get back to VS Code. Now let me put a folder here, asset, and inside here we need navbar.js. Inside navbar.js I'm using jQuery. You can see I have already connected my jQuery file here. So let's get back. Now let's, when document is ready, now let's add another function, navbar and anchor tag drop down toggle. When we click on this tag, call this function, pass that element to that function. Now inside we need to create a variable element and pass this element parent and parent. Now let's create if statement. If element has class nav, then run this code. Variable li, let's create another variable for height, parent, sparse element, add css, and that will be height. That will be height. Now replace pixel to null, and let's divide on 2. Let's add another. This will be 10, will be minus, and here we have to put width, and here also width. Now let's add another if statement. If li has class, if li has no class, open, then put li add class, open, and also remove open class from their siblings. Remove class, and the class name will be open. Now after that we need else, and inside else we need li remove class, open. Now let's add this. Next, let's add css, and that will be top height parent plus pixel. Let's copy this, do this for width. It should be left. After that we need to return false and save it. Alright, I think we are done for the JavaScript code. Now it's time to add some PHP code. So for that we have to create another file here. Now inside we have to create a class category 3. Alright, so we have created a PHP file here, and inside that file we create a class category 3 which we will be using later. So first let's create this class and add some function inside here. So the first thing, we have to connect our class to our database, and for that we have to create a private variable, and that will be connection. After that let's create a constructor function, construct, and let's this Alright, so we have to connect our PHP to our database. So our host will be our local host, and username will be our root, password will be a null, and database name will be structure. Save this. Now we have connected our database to our PHP. Let me show you how we can create a database in PHP MyAdmin. So let me open my browser, and you can see I have open my PHP MyAdmin. You can just put in a URL localhost PHP MyAdmin, and it will open PHP MyAdmin dashboard. So here you can create a new database by clicking on new, and because I have already created a database here structure, and inside here I have import the category table, and you can see we have different kind of categories with a sorting order, and also parent and child and subchild, and I will provide the SQL file in the source code. So let's get back to VS Code. Now it's time to add a new function here. It will be a public function. Let's give him a name, get, category and free HTML. So in this function we will be creating HTML part as well as PHP. Category from start parent will be 0 equals to 0. So let's create HTML variable. For now it will be empty variable. After that we need if statement, and let's set category, and index will be a parent id parent. Inside if statement we need HTML variable, and let's assign the HTML code. So it will be ul, class will be drop down menu. After that we need for each loop. Let me copy this and paste here. Let's remove this too and add get id. Save this. Now inside for each loop we need another if, and let's make it not set. Let me just copy this and let's paste here. So if a parent id is not set, then we have to add another variable that will be child, and let's make it empty for now. After that we need another if statement. Let's copy this and paste here, but this time it will be changed to category result, and let's change this to get id, and let's put another, and that will be parent. This will not be equal to 0. Now let's add variable child. Let's assign to no child. All right, so after that we need HTML variable, and let's concatenate and assign li class will be child, and parent. Now concatenate category result. Let's add get id parent. Now let's concatenate this bracket. Now let's add anchor tag, and ref will be, let's concatenate, copy this, let's paste here and change category. Let's concatenate again, close the anchor tag and also li tag. Now for the child section we are done. Now let's add a parent element here. So if, now let me copy this category, let's paste here. First we need to add a set function, and inside that we need to paste this. This time this will be parent id. Now inside here we need parent depth 0, parent depth all. After that we need another if, Let's copy this. Now let's paste here and make it equals to 0. So the parent will be at the top. After that, we have to pass parent depth is equal to parent depth 0. Save this. So for the parent we are done. Now let's add another HTML here. Let's concatenate and assign li. Let's add class. Class will be our parent depth. After that, let's remove this. After that, we need to concatenate this to parent. Parent hyphen and concatenate. Now let's add category, and inside here category result get id parent. Concatenate this. Now let's close this tag and make anchor tag ref. Let's add class will be drop down toggle. After that, we need data toggle, which will be equals to drop down, and concatenate with the $category variable category result. Add get id and now let's concatenate this double quotes. Let's add e tag, give him a class that will be a caret right. Let's close this tag, also anchor. So now let's add another variable HTML, concatenate and assign to this function get category HTML. Let's pass the category and also the get id. After that, we need to close HTML li tag. Now save this. After that, we need to close the ul tag here. So let's add HTML, concatenate and assign well. Let's close this. And outside if statement, let's return .html. All right, save this. Let me fix this spelling. Drop down. All right, so now we are done for this function. Now let's add another function. So that function will be function. Let's change the name. Result. And let's remove the parameters. Now inside this function, we will be creating a query variable query, and let's send this query to the select all from category table, order by parent, and sort of result. Assign this to MySQL underscore query, and let's pass the connection and the query. After that, we need to create another variable category, and let's add the array. We have created empty array, so we will be fetching data from the database and then pass that data to this array. So let's create a while loop. Inside while loop, add row assigned to MySQL. So we are getting associative array result. Let's add the category result. Let's add the row ID row. Inside that we will pass ID, and let's assign this to row. After that, we need another variable category, and let's pass the index parent ID. Let's pass the row parent empty index. Let's assign this to row ID, and after that we have to return category. So here we are fetching data from the database, and then with the while loop we are assigning that data to this empty array, and then we are returning that array from this function. So I think we are done for the PHP part, and you can see we have created a class, category class, and now it's time to call this class in the index file. In the index we have put a dummy menu here. We will be removing this in a while, so let's first call the class here. So let me create PHP tag. Let's close this. Here we have to connect a file. Let's add directory, and let's concatenate. So in this directory we have to connect category free.php file. After that we have to call category free, and let's assign that. Let's create object category free, and after that let's create another variable category result. Let's assign that to category key, and inside that class we have to call method get category, that will be result. Let's save this. So here we are creating an object of this class, and after that we are passing to this variable, and from this object we are getting this method get category result, and then we are assigning to this variable. So now let's echo this here. Let's remove this dummy menu, and now let's create PHP opening and closing tag. Let's echo category tree, call the method category tree HTML, and let's pass the category result. Now save this. Now I think we are done for the HTML part as well as PHP part. So our application is ready to test. So let's see in the browser if it is working or not. So let me open my browser. Let's refresh this. If I click here, you can see we have three different kind of categories here, which is coming from the database. For this part, it is working, but when I click here, you can see it disappear. So we have to check that. Now let's get back to VS Code. So actually the problem is we didn't connect our JavaScript file here. So let me connect that. Asset, and inside that we need to add navbar.js. Let's save this. Now let's see this again in browser. Refresh. If I click here, we have menu. If I click here, you can see we have another menu. And if I click here, all right, so we have to check this one. Now let's get back to VS Code, and let's get back to here. So here we are getting issue. Now let's search for the issue. Oh, we have to add here get ID. Now it should work. Save this, get back to browser, refresh. If I click here, we have three menus, three more, and you can see we have two more. And if I click here, we have a beautiful nested menu here, and it is working perfectly. Alright, so we are done here. If you like our video, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so you won't miss any upcoming videos. And please give us a thumb to this video, and see you in the next video.